Alright, so today we're going to play the first class trial. Well, I guess technically like the second class trial because we did one in the prologue, so I guess technically this would be the second one, but this chapter one we'll say it's the first class trial. Okay, so I don't know if we're gonna get through the first class trial today, but not today. I'll try to probably get through. I'll try to get through it tomorrow. Hey, Austin. It's like, if YouTube's planning on snapping my channel off the platform and turning on the child, then I might as well just finish this game today. Because YouTube's stupid automated system. Anyway, time to figure out who killed Wolfgang. In just a few moments' time, we are going to be down there in the trial room, fighting for survival, using only our words. Damn it, Damon, get a grip already. Before the door on the tree opens, I need to ask Desmond if he has any new information about the taser gun. I have to ask him about the taser gun.
Hi.
Hey. His voice was steady, but his eyes kept darting out. I actually have no idea who it is, honestly. I think I have a couple theories, but I actually killed him. Did you check the taser?
Right.
I did. Any findings? Just one. The gun's glass doors are missing. I have no idea what that means. Glass. What? All of a sudden, the ground. No, not again. Hold on to something, everyone. The tree of knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, understanding, exists here only as a bare replica. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Okay. Damn it.
Shit.
Well, I guess you gotta cut this conversation short. I'll explain everything during the trial. Let's not keep this good by waiting. Oh man, this really is happening. We're so screwed. We're totally gonna die. Yeah, that's a guy. If you go in expecting to fail, check before you will.
Game over, man! Game over!
I'm gonna take a failure even more because he said that.
Hold your horses.
Look at it this way. Who here are the cards we're stacked against? 14 people working together to solve a murder, or one person trying to lead everyone astray.
Are we ready?
If anyone's in for a struggle, it ain't the group of 14. You make a good point. Statistically, the odds are in our favor here.
It'll be okay.
Exactly. Luck will be on our side.
It's not.
Luck wasn't the side. It would be killing you to start with. Can I say something first before we go?
Oh,
What is it? It's a message for the killer.
what did you say?
A message for the killer? The person here who killed Wolfgang. Oh, no, but I don't know. Whoever you are, can you please step forward? Yeah, they're definitely going to listen to you, Diana. Yeah. Huh?
I want to help.
We don't have to do this. This class trial. If you could just find it in yourself to step forward and bring this whole thing to an end already, then please. Despite Diana's pleas, no one came forward. Surprise, surprise.
Come on.
If someone's determined to commit murder, they won't back down because of one person's pleas. Since we're on the subject, I also got a message for the killer. Dumbass! Don't forget that the punishment fits the crime, asshole! Enjoy the fucking death penalty! Grace spat out those words, disappeared into the opening of the tree.
Can I go now?
Cosine.
Slow down.
No! Trust me! Why not? One by one, people began to fall asleep. I guess if it's time to go. We knew where the stairs would take us, where the elevator afterwards would deliver us. But everything beyond that was shrouded in uncertainty. There was no mock trial awaiting us, no funk murder designed to waste our time with this mystery. This was undoubtedly real. Come on, Damon, get a hold of yourself already. Taking a deep breath, I approached the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. Yeah, I want to go through the characters again. Try to remember everything we learned last time. So obviously I don't think it's Damon because I don't think they're going to do a beat race. If they were, I don't think they're going to do it in the first trial. Diana, I will say, is a little suspicious. The way she was acting when we tried to talk to her was a little sus, I would say. I don't know if I think she's the killer, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on her in this trial. John, I can't remember if he was with Cassidy or Mark when we were searching in the basement. Wait, actually, can I check that? I don't know if I have the keyboard there or not. Okay. So, yeah, Jet and Cassidy were searching store by three. So, John and Mark were searching store by C. D, not C. Okay. So he was with Mark when we found the body. So, and he was at the tournament. So I think he's safe. I don't know if him, but Jet and Cassidy were together. So I don't think it's him either. Toshiko, I can't remember what she was doing. I know she wasn't at the tournament. I do remember saying that she did see Wolfgang before he went to the bar. But I don't know what she was doing after that. I honestly don't really think that she's the killer, but you never know. Just because she's 14 doesn't mean she is capable of killing someone. You never know. Now, Mark. So, he was also at the less, but like, does that mean like just because they're at the tournament, does that necessarily mean that the team has done it? 1 second. I don't know if you can see the screen a little better, but I don't know about Mark. I honestly do kind of. Just because that was fucked up. I honestly kind of feel bad too, just because I've said in like all of my live streams, he's just like the most forgettable character here. Ulysses. I'm pretty sure I remember Winona saying that these two were together the whole time, and neither of them experienced the blackout, from what I can remember. So I don't think it's either of them. And Cassidy was with John. Wait, no, it was Jet, not John. I keep getting this up. But yeah, Desmond. Honestly, I don't remember much of what Desmond was doing. That while Wolfgang was being killed. I don't know if he's the one that killed Wolfgang. I think I do remember saying that like he was one of the people that didn't experience the blackout. So like some people did experience it, some people didn't. So, I don't know if that means it's safe, but just keep on. Eloise, I think she was also someone that didn't experience the blackout. I don't really know about her either. Kai was with us the whole time. There's no way that he did it. And Kai is safe. Grace was with Ava. We were in the basement. She's also acting kind of weird during the investigation, but we tried to search Wolfgang's room. I get like maybe she just wants us to like respect his privacy or something, but like it's an investigation. Like we're trying not to die here, Grace. So, like, is there a reason that she was trying to keep us out? I mean, we didn't really find anything crazy in there, from what I remember. Unless we weren't looking for it. I don't know. Grace is very suspicious. I don't know if she did it. I feel like it's a little too obvious, but never might be so obvious that it's actually true. Who knows? Ingrid, I'm pretty sure she said that she had like a headache or something. While Tuchka was talking to Wolfgang, so I honestly don't really know where to like say it's her. Like I can't remember if like Tuchka said that like she checked her, like someone else checked on Ingrid, so like I don't know, she could be lying about that for all we know. Unless I'm just not remembering correctly. Winona. And Ava was with Grace, who were in the basement, so I don't know about her. So, so I feel like in this one we'll have to like probably rely on like not about Wolfgang's blackmail, because obviously we had Wolfgang's blackmail, which I feel like that's gonna put like a huge charge on our back if they find out we had Wolfgang's blackmail, because like I think the only person we told that we had Wolfgang's blackmail was Ava. So like if she like points that out or something, or like if Damon's like, yeah, I had Wolfgang's blackmail, then I feel like that's gonna put a target on our back. I feel like they're gonna start suspecting us at that point. So I don't think we ever figured out who's blackmail Wolfgang had. So I feel like that's kind of what we should focus on here. So which I remember like who had blackmail. I'm pretty sure Jet had Tuchko's blackmail. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he said he had Tuchko's blackmail. Or was it John that said that? I'm pretty sure it was Jet, but My memory's fucking terrible, so I might be wrong about that. I remember Ava saying that she had Desmond's blackmail, so I don't know. Like, it could still be like Desmond or Krishna. There was someone else. Kai had Cassidy's blackmail. I'm pretty sure. So we've seen Wolfgan's blackmail, Cassidy, Desmond, and Toshiko. So I don't know if those mean like those people are safe. I don't know. We should just get this started. I think the person that I'm most pissed off right now would probably be either like Diana or Grace, maybe. But, like, Grace is with Ava, so I'm not sure about that. It was the same. Same elevator, the same slow turn of metal, and echoing sounds of clunky machinery. Yet, something was different. Someone was gone. Someone who I never had a private partner, but who was still a person nonetheless. A person with feelings, a person with aspirations, a person with a family. A person who I would never hear speak again. Not a single word. Am I ready for this? Was what I did during the investigation the best I could have done? Will it be enough to carry me through this trial? Will it be enough to lead me to Wolfgang's door? I won't know until I do it. I'll face this trial head on. There's no way I can place my faith in the other people here. There's no way they'll come to the correct conclusion. Wow. Our survival depends on me, but okay, Nathan. Okay. The elevator began to slow, snapping me back to reality. I adjusted my tie, stood up tall, but then movement stopped completely. The doors in front of us opened.
Rise and shine.
Somebody call me an ambulance. I think I caught a case of deja vu.
Isn't this lovely?
It feels like only yesterday we were playing detective at the corpse of a crime scene. My, how insult shit. It chippers so many of you used to be. After all that back and forth over a simple whodunit, how done it mystery. How done it mystery. I'm truly curious what today's trial will yield. What the fuck is wrong with my voice? Today's trial will yield.
Yeah.
Just to remind myself, our names are on the podium, right? Eager to start, are we? Yes. To find your podium, just look for where your name is written.
The show must go on.
Come on now, up to it. I'm so excited, I can barely wait a second longer. I really don't want to do this.
Oh, crud.
If you gotta do as he says, though. Otherwise, the enforcer Larry might get mad. When we were powerless to disobey Tosa, we began to disperse and locate our podiums.
Hey.
It's okay, everyone. If we work together, we can do this.
We can't give up.
Right, guys? If we work together, we can solve this case. So, come on. Let's do this. For Wolfgang. The little words elicited from their students. The expression on your faces told a different story. It was an expression I couldn't help but feel conflicted over. One word shouldn't have the sound feelings. An expression unmistakable fear. For days now, I've been angry over the mock trial. Angry at how much people resented me for telling the truth, how they twisted my words and pursued my intentions. I'm angry, but I didn't mean I wanted to be right. I would have been happy for reality to prove me wrong. But no one to buckle under the pressure of a killing game. But good endings like that only exist in stories. Reality was empathetic to what it wanted, and the events of today proved the rest mercy. So I stood there alone. I think this tragedy could have been avoided if people would just listen to me. But who was it that encouraged everyone to turn on me? Who was it that encouraged everyone to trust each other? If Wolfgang had been so naive, if he just told people to protect themselves rather than each other, then maybe he would still be here. Regardless, I can't let myself be consumed by the what ifs. Although the others may have failed at preventing Wolfgang's murder, I, at the very least, solved it. I'll uncover this killer, let them face the consequences of their actions. I'll solve this case and survive. But yeah, it's the same game. Yeah, let's get started. Yeah, you don't have to do their voices anymore, at least for now.
Let's get this started, shall we?
Okay, so can I like turn away stuff a bit?
Welcome back to the trial grounds, everyone. Unlike previously, today will be no circus, no mockery woven with stitches and needles. A true, fair, and proper trial will commence. A battle of wits between the blackened and the spotless.
Alright, sorry, I turned up I'm a little bit in case you guys can't hear it.
I doubt I have to explain the rules to you again. But even so, you must vote for who you believe is the blackened. If the blackened receives the majority of votes, only they will be punished, and the rest of you will resume your killing game experience.
Okay, so I don't want to I'm hearing like two different soundtracks. My yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. Hang on, let me like see if I can like fix this. Hang on. Alright, that's better. Okay. Turns out I had like more than one game open, so yeah, there we go. That's better. I was wondering why I kept hearing like the main menu theme. I thought that was just part of the game, so I started hearing two tracks play at once. So, alright, now we continue.
However, if you vote for the wrong person, then expect no sympathy from your hosts. All spotless students will meet a tragic end, or the blackened will be granted release from this academy. Happy discussing! We pray for your survival and success.
Okay.
Can someone please break this silence?
I don't want to talk about this.
Well, too bad.
Wolfgang deserves justice, but Putting everyone's lives on the line like this is just cruel.
Oh, crap. Without a lawyer, we're totally screwed. Whenever I turn my head, I keep expecting to see him at his podium.
Oh, don't cry, Toshiko. He's in a better place now, you hear?
Yeah.
Whichever one of you sick bastards did this, whatever it takes, no matter if I have to kick the brains out of every single person here, I'll find you.
You really gotta resort to violence?
Let's just stay calm, okay? Making peace with our situation is, the first step in handling it. How the hell can I stay calm when there's a killer on the loose? That bastard is watching us right now, fully content putting our lives on the line. Is that what you call peace? Being at the mercy of some dickhead silent observer?
Well,
That's what I said.
nobody knows for sure if the killer is even a silent observer.
Uh-huh.
If anything, the killer might try to feign innocence through other means. For instance, pretending to be outspoken about the case.
Huh?
What the? Are you accusing me of something?
Okay, Eloise.
I mean, what you did during the investigation seems really suspicious.
Thank you.
What did Grace do?
When last to Wolfgang's room.
She stood in front of Wolfgang's dorm room and wouldn't let anyone go inside. Intentionally or not, it really hindered our investigation.
Because of Grace, almost everyone who planned to investigate Wolfgang's dorm gave up and went elsewhere. It was only after some of us started protesting that she finally relented. You know, for someone who seems so adamant about finding Wolfgang's killer, it's odd she tried to conceal potential evidence.
Yeah, like I don't ever really find anything like crazy in Wolfgang's room. It's still weird that she wouldn't let anyone explore. Yeah. Yeah, whether she meant to fuck with the investigation or not, it still makes her look very suspicious.
I'm not saying Grace is definitely the killer. I just think we should be cautious of her.
I think the same thing, Eloise.
She has an alibi, though.
Huh?
Grace couldn't have murdered anyone, because she went to the game tournament.
Yeah, but just because they're at the game tournament, does that necessarily mean that they couldn't have killed him? I feel like that's what the game is trying to get me to believe, but I don't know.
Grace attended the tournament?
Does that rule her out from committing the murder?
Is that it?
Well, yeah. We had to be at the dining hall by 9 a.m.-ish, which was like half an hour before the murder. Nobody left the tournament after it started either. Nobody I know of, anyway.
There weren't many of us there. Had someone disappeared, it would have been obvious.
Yeah, you would have noticed someone sneaking out. Or there wasn't that many people at the tournament, so you would have noticed someone leaving.
So, Grace is off the hook? Wow. That plot thread resolved itself quicker than I was anticipating.
So Jean, Grace, and Kai attended Cassidy and Jet's game tournament. And me. And Mark.
Damon and I also attended the tournament. We can also vouch for Grace.
Maybe.
You guys aren't lying, are you?
What makes you think we're lying, dude? You weren't even there. Why? About Grace?
What the heck? Are you seriously doubting 8 testimonies?
Yeah, you think 8 people would cover for her, dude?
If the 8 of you were really together when Wolfgang was discovered, then Kai, doesn't that contradict what you said before the investigation?
You said,
You told everyone you and Damon found Wolfgang first. How is that possible if you guys never left the dining hall?
they never said I don't think we ever said we didn't let the dining hall. We did because there was a blackout. What happened here? David and me, we just found him like this.
I never said I didn't leave the dining hall.
Yeah.
But earlier you told us you were with the other attendees.
That's because us partygoers left the dining hall together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When the blackout struck, the tournament folk joined arms and headed straight downstairs. I would know. I saw him.
And I can't remember if she was doing investigation. Just now decided to say that.
There was a blackout?
Yeah, she didn't experience a blackout.
You don't remember?
Actually, I don't recall a power outage either.
How could that be? Did an alternate timeline converge with ours?
No. Why isn't that some people can recall a blackout, but not others? Looking back on the testimony as reflected, they're probably making an educated guess. Only affected one building.
I got it.
So I feel like multiple members.
The reason not everyone experienced a blackout is because only the building containing our dorms was affected. If I had to guess, the courtyard and tree area are connected to separate power sources.
So the tournament attendees were affected, yet they left the dining hall? Why not stay put until the power returned?
Because we were the ones who brought it back.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like the power was being restored anytime soon, so we took up the challenge of fixing it ourselves.
I just realized Cassidy's hand like glitching through her podium.
And just our luck, boom! We found a spare generator lying in one of the storage closets. Of course, then we found Wolfgang.
She's right. The 8 of us split into 4 pairs and inspected a storage room each.
Because of the toaster trinket map, we know which ones too. Eva and Grace check storage closet A. Jet and I check storage closet B.
It's like, if it is somehow one of us, then, like, it's possible that, like, the killer could have, like, an accomplice. But I don't know, like, what an accomplice would, like, be used for in this case, so, like, I don't know why there would be an accomplice, but, like, possibility, like, did they ever, like, make, like, an accomplice rule? Like, in this game, I can't remember. I probably, like, what the rules again.
David and Kai check storage closet C, and Jean and Mark check storage closet D.
I sure wish it right now. Okay. Regulations. Yeah, I don't think they ever made like a rule about that, so like if it would be like the same in the Danganronpa games, where like basically 2 people can work together, but only the killer can benefit from it. And in this case, like someone like they could have teamed up, just didn't know about that.
Yeah, I was with Grace. She can confirm being with me too. Yeah, we were together.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Like one thing is like I just remember like actually one thing that's maybe it probably would be like an accomplice is let me see if I can find it in here. The rolling pin. Like we found this in storage closet A. Like wasn't that the one that like Grace and Ava were searching? Yeah, they just did a storage closet A. So like clearly this has something to do with the case. So why is it in storage closet A where Grace and Ava were searching? It's like is it possible like they could have been working together? I don't know. But I still find that very suspicious. I guess it's probably just been like someone could just planted there afterwards, but I feel like we probably would have noticed that.
I'm so sorry for what I said earlier.
You're Fine.
Sorry? You're sorry for accusing me of murder. Sorry doesn't cut it, you conniving two-faced bitch! If you really want my mercy, then get on your knees and beg for it!
Well, if you would have let us into his room, bitch, like, we wouldn't have been suspecting you.
Whoa! Uncool, dude.
Hang on. Even if you aren't involved in Wolfgang's murder, you must know something about his last known whereabouts.
What makes you think she'd be privy to that?
You see, there's proof Grace spent last night with Wolfgang.
Oh, Grace and Lawyer Man? Talk about an unexpected pairing.
He's pretty much good parents at the beginning of the game. It's not really like unexpected.
When I investigated Wolfgang's room, I saw a bunch of golfing equipment inside. Also, there was a blue woman's jacket tossed over the mantle of Wolfgang's bed.
But
He's right. I also saw the equipment and the clothes.
the clothes are understandable, maybe. But why was golfing equipment in the room?
Because
Yo,
you're staying there.
Little history dude. Wolfgang must have spilled the beans with you, right?
Why would Ulysses know anything?
Common courtesy. If you're gonna have a one-night stand, you gotta let your roomie know in advance.
Common courtesy also says you should watch your mouth around children.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, you're standing next to a 14-year-old.
So if I'm getting this right, Ulysses is bunking with Wolfgang?
Well, we only shared a dorm for one night.
Yeah, then he switched it.
You aren't bunking with him anymore?
Let me provide some context. As you may remember, after Desmond suggested everyone bunk together, the male students were directed to the dining hall. Once there, we played rock, paper, scissors to determine who would partner with who. Jet partnered with Mark, Desmond with Jean, Damon with Kai, and I with Wolfgang. Those were the pairings at the time. However, the following day, Grace and I agreed to swap rooms.
Yeah? Why'd you do that?
For reasons.
Totally not suspicious.
It was a win-win situation. I get Grace out of my hair. She gets me out of hers.
So she just avoided Grace. Understandable.
You two were originally bunking together?
The pairings were decided via a game of tic-tac-toe. I wasn't big on my partner being chosen for me, so when the opportunity arose to change that, I took it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said Winona House.
Thus, I became Winona's roommate, and Grace became Wolfgang's.
Can confirm. I watched the whole thing play out.
Since the room swap happened the night after we implemented the bunk buddy system, that would mean Grace and Wolfgang have been bunking for about a day and a half. Ugh, gross.
In that case, Desmond was right about those two being together last night. Grace, did Wolfgang act strange at any point? Like, maybe he said something that stuck out to you, or maybe he had trouble getting to sleep.
No. Nothing weird happened last night.
Yeah, like she said that like he told her that she was sick. But like when Toshka talked to him, he seems perfectly fine. So either she lied about him being sick or he lied to her about being sick.
Nothing happened last night, but the morning of the murder, this morning, Wolfgang told me he felt sick. Sick? With a stomachache. It hurt so bad he couldn't get out of bed.
Well, he definitely got out of bed.
I was gonna cancel my plans for today, but he convinced me to attend the tournament. So, I left his room right after the morning announcement. And yes, I'm talking about the game tournament. The same one Wolfgang acted all hesitant about attending. Newsflash, I changed his mind after breakfast yesterday.
Hold on a sec. That ain't what you told me this morning.
What did Grace tell you?
Simply put, she felt like competing.
Grace knew I planned to compete as well, so she asked me to be her sparring partner, since you needed one to enter the tournament.
She withheld information.
That she did.
Make yourself look even more suspicious, Grace.
Of course, since I now know Wolfgang's condition at the time, I can't say I blame her. If someone you cared for was in a vulnerable position, would you go around and admit that in a killing game?
Yeah, I guess not.
No. You would try to protect that person by saying nothing at all.
When you put it that way. Man, sounds rough.
And he died anyway. Wasn't actually sick.
I think it's obtuse.
Huh?
Say we assume the best of Grace. She withheld information not to trick anyone, but to protect someone she cares about. What then should we make of the glaring contradiction in her testimony?
That Wolfgang was found in the boiler room, not like in Grace's room. Yeah, like I said earlier, Pushko says that she talked to Wolfgang. So clearly he wasn't sick.
What the hell do you mean, contradiction?
If your bunking partner was too ill to make the short trek to the dining hall, how did he walk all the way to the boiler room?
Yeah.
Good point. If Wolfgang really were bedridden, he would have stayed in his room.
Now that you mention it, to reach the underground floor, wouldn't Wolfgang need to descend like 4 flights of stairs?
Which, like, how could you do it like you were sick?
It's nothing for a healthy person, but for a guy who's supposedly really sick.
Like, so sick he couldn't get out of bed, you expected to walk down 4 flights of stairs?
It's not my fault it doesn't make sense. It's just what Wolfgang told me. Yeah. Didn't we decide Grace wasn't the killer anyway?
I don't know about that, Diana. Still suspicious of you as well.
That's not to say she doesn't know more than she's letting on.
I'm not withholding anything else. Leave me alone.
Is there more to the story than Grace is telling us? Too many people are letting their emotions cloud their judgment. I need to solve this mystery and set it straight. Okay, remember how to do this.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said. What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree? You're not helping.
Greater discrepancy in Grace's testimony. Is she necessarily at fault for that?
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
I don't know if it was lying.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree? You're not helping.
Maybe it's not but I don't know.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was sick.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
I think we're supposed to agree with
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree? You're not helping.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay, hear me out. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by the killer.
I feel like I need to like.
That, or Wolfgang never told Grace he was
I
sick.
don't know which one.
I wouldn't lie about what he said.
Because I don't think he was carried by the killer.
What if Wolfgang used the elevator in the tree? You're not helping.
Obviously, he could use the elevator. I think I might just start like shooting and stuff.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay,
I'm
here
gonna
we
run
go.
out of time if I keep
Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried. If Wolf.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay, here we go. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was killed.
No.
If.
Why don't you tell everyone the truth, Grace?
I've got nothing else to explain. The last I saw Wolfgang, he was in our dorm room. Okay, here we go. Secret hallways.
We would have found those by now.
Maybe Wolfgang was carried by.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Okay, so I had the right bullet the first time. I just didn't know what to use.
It's true Grace's testimony is inconsistent with where we found Wolfgang's body. But that's not Grace's fault. The only person we should be blaming is Wolfgang himself.
What the heck? Why are you blaming him?
Simple. Because he lied about being sick.
Seriously?
You can cooperate. Can't you, Toshiko? During the investigation, you told me you saw Wolfgang in the hallways at 8:10 a.m.
That's after I left.
Yes, I remember now. Ingrid. She had developed a headache, so I went to the pharmacy to find some medication. The trip itself went fine, but when I returned to the hallway, I found myself face to face
with Wolfgang? Hold the phone! Toshiko actually saw Wolfgang?
We had a normal, pleasant exchange. He appeared perfectly healthy and even mentioned going to the tournament. Of course, he never made it.
I don't want to be that guy, but can anyone confirm this?
I heard them got in a while in my room. Though I was bedridden like a sitting ghost, I could still make out their voices here and there.
Strange. He told Grace he wouldn't attend the tournament, but then said the opposite to Toshiko.
Sounds like he lied.
Sounds like he was telling fibs to conceal his actual intentions.
And what's his true plan supposed to be?
To go to the boiler room. Most likely.
I'm lost. What business would a guy like him have down there?
Why did Wolfgang go to the boiler room? That I can also confirm. Oh, the note they had. This, right?
This is it. During the investigation, I found this note tucked away inside Wolfgang's blazer pocket. A lot of it is water damaged. The paper looks like it was ripped from a notebook, and the handwriting was done in ink. But some parts are still legible.
Secret. 15 a.m. Boiler room. Close the door.
This mentions the boiler room.
Exactly. The fact we found Wolfgang in the boiler room, and this note in his pocket, it can't be a coincidence. This note must be the reason Wolfgang went there.
That mention of a secret sure is suspicious. I'm willing to bet Wolfie's reason had something to do with it.
Agreeing to meet a stranger in some spooky, dark place? Wolfgang had nerves of steel.
Ulysses, Grace, do you remember Wolfgang getting delivered a weird note?
No. The only time I recall him receiving anything was when Tozu distributed those envelopes.
I don't know anything about a note.
It's kind of weird that, like they were saying the same room, but apparently they didn't know about it.
Really? Wolfgang shared nothing with you guys?
Guess he didn't want them to know what it said.
Right. And if Wolfgang wanted to keep this note a secret, he would obviously want to keep the meeting a secret too.
Wait, when did Wolfgang receive the note?
Then the reason he told Grace he felt sick
Was to remove her from the picture. Yeah. Once she's not in the room, Wolfgang has his opportunity to sneak out and head downstairs. That's also why he encouraged her to attend the tournament.
Didn't this same guy ask us to share our blackmail with each other? Talk about double standards.
Are we sure he wasn't just trying to protect Grace? Maybe he knew he was meeting someone dangerous, so he thought it would be safer not to involve her.
That does sound like something Wolfgang would do.
Not to interrupt, but on the subject of blackmail, did Wolfgang ever confront the person he had?
Yeah, who's Wolfgang did wait, what? What did I just say? Who's blackmailed to the Wolfgang?
Oh? You don't know whose blackmail he got?
What do you?
Well, if you recall what Wolfgang said originally.
For that reason, I implore you all to speak with the person whose blackmail you have, and them only. Even if the contents of the envelopes are horrible, give the person a chance to explain themselves.
Regardless of the blackmail's contents, it would be treated as a matter between the recipient and the subject of the blackmail, and no one else. Which makes me wonder, could whether or not Wolfgang confronted his person clue us into what had originally been written on that note?
I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
If that person somehow realized Wolfgang carried their blackmail, but never came forward about it, they could have demanded Wolfgang show it to them, hence the mention of a secret.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, you know, like whoever Wolfgang. What I keep saying that whoever's blackmail Wolfgang had, like maybe it was so bad that like they didn't want anyone to know about it. That's why they told him.
However, if Wolfgang did confront his person, I don't see why that same person would then send him a threatening note. Not least act coy about information they both know.
If the person being blackmailed wasn't the one who wrote the note, who was?
Obviously, it would be the student with Wolfgang's blackmail.
No, well, not that, because we have Wolfgang's blackmail, so not that.
Oh, I knew that.
Yes, the secret in question may actually be a reference to Wolfgang's blackmail, not the sender's.
Well, we know that's not true.
Is there any way to figure out whose secret it is?
We'd probably need to know whose blackmail Wolfgang had first.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got just the idea. Yo, person who Wolfgang had blackmail on, if he give you your blackmail back, can you say something?
Don't forget the person with Wolfgang's blackmail.
Oh, right. Hey, person who's got Wolfgang's blackmail. If you're innocent, say something already.
Just say something. If I'm innocent, I should say something. Would telling everyone I have Wolfgang's blackmail really guarantee my innocence in their eyes? I don't know. Although everyone may follow my direction during the trial, since they can't ignore the evidence on my side, when it comes to me of all people owning Wolfgang's blackmail, how do I know they won't suddenly change their tune? They might chastise me for not revealing this blackmail sooner, or maybe they'll think I'm confessing and accuse me of murdering them. It's not like I wouldn't be able to refute their arguments, but do I really want to subject myself to all that? the trajectory of this trial would really depend on whether or not I. What?
I was hesitant to admit it, since I knew it would put me on the spot. But I'd rather be suspected than be the reason this trial comes to a standstill.
Are you confessing? Do you have Wolfgang's blackmail?
Nah, not his.
Seriously? Way to be anticlimactic.
However, it's thanks to him that I have my own.
Your own?
Wolfgang approached me the same day everyone received an envelope. Funnily enough, it happened right after I'd finished speaking with my own person.
So he had John's blackmail? Of course, but that's not gonna help us.
He and
I
I,
don't think it's John.
we had a good talk. He gave me his envelope and asked me to take care of it. If you need the proof.
Ah, Wolfgang's envelope had the same signature.
I held on to the letter for safekeeping. This should have all been said sooner. I realized that. I suppose my pride was stronger than my rectitude. My mistake for stringing everyone along.
I mean, at least you're honest.
Yeah.
Truth. Thanks for letting us know, bud.
Indeed. To acknowledge one's own misdoings is a most virtuous feat, I believe.
Right. It's very noble.
Or if we went blackout right now, would everyone here treat you the same? Would they be just as forgiving?
I take it our other blackmail person isn't going to step forward?
If nothing happens, let's just have everyone recite whose blackmail they got one by one.
Huh? You sure that's a good idea?
No one's reciting shit. It was only a suggestion. On your farm.
Even if we knew who had Wolfgang's blackmail, that doesn't necessarily mean they're his killer.
Yeah.
It's annoying they won't speak up, sure.
Talking to yourself here.
But unlike John, they would actually need to reveal Wolfgang's blackmail to prove they have it. This person might just want to respect Wolfgang's request to keep the blackmail between two people, especially now that he's gone.
I don't know. Is it really okay if we never find out?
Yeah.
Circumstantial evidence alone can't prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. If we want to solve this case, we need indisputable evidence.
Yeah. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle without the box art to help you.
The cases, or...
Obviously, the case. The more pieces you connect, the clearer the image you're constructing becomes. The clearer the image, the more you can assume about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Once we know how Wolfgang died, the rest of this case should fall into place.
You certainly talk a lot stranger than you used to. But I think I get it.
Well, I don't want to be the one to start, but
What?
we can all agree Wolfgang was stabbed to death, right?
No. I don't remember there being any stab mark or something. Stabbed to death?
When I was in the boiler room, I saw a knife bobbing around in the water near him.
I think he was stabbed.
And on the ground, there was blood. Dried blood. On the boiler room floor and on the hallway floor.
That means it was Wolfgang's.
That's gotta be Wolfgang's blood, right?
The knife was bloody, so
Huh. Seems like a brawl happened in the hallway. While poor Wolfie was minding his own business, he was confronted by the killer, who attacked him and chased him into the boiler room.
That would line up with how we found him.
What? Killer stabbed Wolfgang. Oh, they followed him into the boiler room? No, that's not what happened. You just show everyone where they've gone wrong. Yeah, I'm like almost positive that he was like electrocuted. But there's no way he was stabbed.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
the bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and the rest is history.
With that knife-wielding villain on his tail, Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, ended it.
It all makes sense.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
Not just that, there's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Yeah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him.
No, that's wrong!
Even check the body, Jet.
Jet, you talk a lot about the knife and the bloodstains on the floor. But did you ever look at Wolfgang himself?
Yeah.
I gave him a glance. Nothing too deep.
I figured.
Yeah.
Had you actually taken the time to look at Wolfgang's back, you would have noticed a clear absence of stab wounds. In fact, none of the injuries he sustained were the type to cause severe blood loss. Seriously. We went over the same thing with Cassidy during the mock trial. Couldn't you give Wolfgang the dignity of a proper investigation?
Hey, man, it's not like I didn't try. It's just, the stuff doesn't come easy, you know? Nobody wakes up thinking they'll have to solve their buddy's murder later.
Isn't that exactly what you should be worrying about in a killing game?
Not everyone has the stomach for investigating. That's fine. That's why you got people like me to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, what did you do, John?
Since some of us here weren't able to investigate Wolfgang's body, I'll lay out his injuries. There were 2 marks on the back of his neck, a bruise, and a tiny red dot. His hands were burnt too, so 3 injuries in total. Besides that, I got nothing else.
Burns, you say?
Junior high, my dear Wilson. Can I use the flamethrower?
These didn't look like normal burns. Not the sort you'd get from a stove fire, or a hot iron, or a flamethrower, I suppose.
Contradicting my theory outright? Jeez. So this is the thanks I get for vocalizing my thoughts?
Sorry, lass.
Yes, if I may add on to what John said, the burns actually bore a strong resemblance to what you might see in cases of corona paralysis.
What's that?
Charo.
Huh? Ooh, now this I know. Coronal paralysis. It's something which happens to lightning strike victims. Getting struck by lightning is like getting kicked by a horse. The impact is so shocking. Some people will lose all feeling in their limbs for a few hours.
I was aware of lightning paralysis, but even I didn't know its official name. That's a nice head you've got on your shoulders.
Lots of people tend to overlook the importance of lightning safety, especially where I'm from. My grandpappy once tried working out in the open during a thunderstorm. Pure luck's the only reason he lived to see the next day.
Sorry to hear that and all, but what does lightning have to do with anything?
No, he was electrocuted. That's the only way I can think of that how he died.
Well, if I had to guess, Ulysses, did it look like a big old tree was drawn on Wolfie?
A big old tree. Yes, that's how I would describe the burns on Wolfgang.
So Wolfgang had lightning strike scars?
Huh?
He was struck by lightning.
We're trapped inside a building, though. Lightning can't come from anywhere.
Could he not have been struck before the killing game?
For sure.
Fate is stronger than will, you know. Perhaps the deity decreed the glow of his altruism from their heavenly abode and felt him a threat.
Nay, those burns were fresh. One look was all it took for me to know that. If he had these scars before, we would have noticed them anyway.
But if those marks were recently inflicted, wouldn't it mean Wolfgang somehow went outside?
Not necessarily. This is only something I thought of just now, but the reason Wolfgang sustained burns similar to that of lightning strike victims may be because whatever inflicted his burns was equivalent in damage to a lightning strike.
You saying there's something out here channeling the power of lightning?
Something equivalent in damage to a lightning strike. The idea sounds ridiculous, but when I think back on the boiler room and what was inside it, right, but taking that out into consideration, these theories start to throw some weight.
This is it.
Yeah.
Ulysses, since you write everything down, do you have a description of the boiler room in your notebook?
Yes, I do. Why?
Since some people here never investigated the crime scene, they probably aren't as familiar with the room as we are. So, you should read out your description of it.
Have people never been into the boiler room?
Sure. The boiler room consists of a small concrete platform surrounded by ankle-deep water.
I feel like you wouldn't even need to investigate the murder now. You just have to be in the boiler room now. See, me and Ava woke up in the boiler room, what I remember, so I was doing all that.
Throughout the room are boxes filled with various garbage, and in the back looks to be a generator, charred beyond belief. What you just heard is a brief summary of my notes.
Hear that? There's a generator inside the boiler room.
Yeah.
Of all the things which could deal similar damage to a lightning strike, doesn't a generator sound the most likely?
Didn't Ulysses say it was destroyed?
Yeah.
At the time of the investigation, sure. But it wasn't always destroyed. You probably don't remember. But back when we found the dummy, I mentioned something about the underground floor.
Dino people, you were in this one before. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell? I never even saw her. Huh? You were there too, Bargain? Wait, never wrong. You were there too, Bargain Man? It's only even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up. Yeah,
To be more specific, it was the boiler room I woke up inside. I hadn't been alone either. Ava was also there.
I woke up first.
Yeah. She did. Anyway, Ava, you agreed the generator was in full working condition when we woke up, right?
Right.
So in the time since you woke up there, the generator was destroyed?
It's the only possibility. As for what destroys the generator, well, it's hard to say for sure. My best guess would probably be...
Don't waste my time.
No. Stop. Oh. Okay.
Two things. First, destroyed is overly vague. Ulysses explained the state of the generator much better. Charred beyond belief. Second, and more importantly, where's your proof the generator inflicted those burns?
Really, what else could have done?
What are you talking about? The generator must be involved. It's near where Wolfgang is lying.
Being within range of something counts as proof now, does it? Do you also consider happenstance as conclusive evidence?
Really, what else could have caused those burns on Wolfgang's body? You told me the fucking taser did that? There's no way the taser is that powerful.
Finding out a standard shift? If so.
To be fair, I don't really know how powerful the taser was. I don't think we do that much damage.
That?
Damn it. She's trying to make me look like an idiot. Will it does continue. The others might start to doubt me. You need to stop it before she brings the trial off track.
While the generator may look suspicious, consider the time frame we're working with. If the only time you saw the generator in full working condition was on the day of our kidnapping, that gives us a period of almost 4 days, in which the generator might have been destroyed.
What about the blackout? It's impossible for the generator to cause the blackout if it was already broken prior to the tournament.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or after the murder. You only assume it happened during. Not the smartest argument from a supposed ultimate debater.
No, Blackout is definitely connected to Wolfgang's death. There's no case evidence of proof of it.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or after the murder.
I'll cut through those words!
Right, there we go. That's pretty easy.
When the blackout happened, it froze a piece of equipment which had been set up for the game tournament. Mark's DJ pad. While there was no physical clock inside the dining hall, a digital one has been built into Mark's pad. If you look at what time the digital clock is frozen on, it matches the time of death listed on the tablet, 9:35 a.m.
Well, Mark, is this true?
Just say it.
There's no point in me saying anything when someone else has already said it better.
Just answer with a yes or no, will you?
Yes.
In any case, the matching times are too much of a coincidence. The destruction of the generator caused the blackout, and the blackout occurred at the time of the murder. There's no way the destruction of the generator wasn't tied to Wolfgang's death.
What do you suppose happened then?
I'm willing to bet the generator's destruction resulted in the boiler room's water becoming electrified. Since Wolfgang was discovered kneeling in the water, we can reason he was standing in it at the time this happened, and...
Damon, you and I both know that's not true.
How's that?
Huh?
Did you forget? It's impossible for the water in the boiler room to play a role in Wolfgang's murder. Because it isn't even conductive.
Not now. As me it was before.
It's not? After Damon and I woke up in the boiler room, I wanted to investigate the flooded area. So, I tested the water.
One corner of my eye, I saw Eva push a pile of documentation on one documentation. Yeah, it wasn't conductive then. I chucked it into the water.
I even redid my test during the investigation, since Damon wasn't sure if he should touch Wolfgang's wet clothes.
Yeah, after we found the body. That doesn't mean that it wasn't conductive, like, when he died.
In both instances, I proved the water was safe to enter. To be honest, neither result really surprised me. Water will only act as a conductor if it makes contact with two separate energy sources. The boiler room's generator is just one source.
If you're standing in the water, one outlet should be enough. Speaking from experience, large bodies of water are terrifying conductors during storms. All it takes is one lightning bolt, and the surrounding miles are scorched.
But the generator is a slow, persistent source of electricity. It's not the same as a lightning strike.
Electricity is electricity. Doesn't matter how it manifests. The reason you two avoided electrocution is because the generator's exposed wires aren't even touching the water. If they were, you would have been scorched right from the start.
Maybe when the generator was destroyed, some of the wiring fell into the water?
Nah, even in its current sorry state, the generator's wires are nowhere near the water.
It doesn't make sense for the generator to pose a danger anyway. The point of the killing game is for the students to kill each other, not for the facility to kill the students. A feature of the building killing a student would be a meaningless death because you can't attribute a student killer to it.
As for why the generator's been charred, sometimes electrical faults happen. Even my ship's engines have broken under particularly relentless storms.
Can I just, since that generator happened that it stopped working, like, after, like, right as Wolfgang died?
And if an electrical fault caused Wolfgang's death, then his murder is purely on the hosts, ain't it?
Of course! If we were responsible for his death, you lot would be here discussing it.
Yeah. That's... Is the generator really unrelated to the case? There's no way. Like, you're telling me that, like, the generator stopped working right as Wolfgang died? Like, how is it... How is it not related? I don't get it. But the timing of the blackout is too perfect. It can't be a coincidence.
Okay, since we ruled out the generator, what else could have electrocuted Wolfgang?
Yeah, it mightn't be relevant, but I did see one other thing on the boiler room floor. A toy gun or something. At least, that's how it came across to me.
Again, I don't think it was the taser.
Not a toy gun, a taser gun.
A taser? I'll shoot electricity!
Really, Cassie? I didn't know that.
I'm not sure how the taser fits in with this case, though. It doesn't seem to have been used.
Nope. The taser was definitely used.
How so? I didn't catch any sort of string protruding from it.
Well, Wolfgang... No, well, Desmond knows more about guns.
Not all taser guns release a string when fired. Some are completely wireless. For those types, you can tell they've been used if their blast doors are missing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Side note, blast doors are plastic panels which cover the muzzle of a taser. If a shot is fired, they pop clean off. When I was investigating the crime scene, I found a taser gun in one spot and its blast doors in another. Speaks for itself, yeah.
So, what's used? Yeah, I just really don't think it was the taser that killed him, but, like, I don't know, like, what the taser really has to do with this.
And here I was thinking the yellow bits were just random trash.
Where the heck did a taser gun even come from? Last time I checked, there weren't any lying around in the storage closets.
Maybe it belongs to someone here.
One person I can think of is Desmond. Can't think of anyone else who'd have a taser gun.
Huh?
Just think about it for 1 second. Everyone here has a dorm room which is themed around their talent.
Yeah.
Mine's got DJ equipment. Jed's got car batteries.
So someone here might have taser guns in their room. Which one's Daniel? The person I can think of that would is Desmond, but like, it's not really proof that he did it.
If that's what we have with our talents, what could someone with a dangerous talent have?
Are you talking about, like, knives and stuff? What? Is there something on my face?
Forget this. The person I'm talking about is Desmond.
Huh? No way! You think the gun is Desmond's?
He does seem to know a lot about guns.
Yeah.
He deals with marksmen, I think.
Hang on. You got it all mixed up.
Jean, do you know anything about this? As Desmond's roommate, perhaps you spotted something inside his dorm.
Yeah, I forgot John Desmond.
Alas, we stayed in my abode. I couldn't tell you if he had weapons.
Talk about suspicious.
Did Desmond agree to bunk in Jean's dorm so Jean wouldn't see the weapons in his?
Listen, I get where you guys are coming from, but that taser gun, it's not mine. I've never seen anything like it.
No, that's a lie.
A lie?
Hey, who else here without paper? Some shit thinks it's innocent is one truly. Not when I know it's true. Would it be his talent or his blackmail?
A marksman is obvious.
No,
Like,
okay, no. It's blackmail. Never mind. I forget what his blackmail is.
I got it.
Never mind.
The blackmail tools you gave us. That's my evidence.
What's his blackmail? I can't remember what it
You
was.
didn't get mine, did you?
No. But the person who did informed me of what it said.
But there's something to hand. Desmond Garth is the only one who trusts.
The writing style seems to match. I think it's legit.
I believe it could have been either one, though. It could have been talent or blackmail.
That's more than a little suspicious, don't you think? Leaving a bunch of weapons unguarded during a killing game?
Don't judge me. This is the first time I'm hearing of it too.
You didn't know there were weapons in your room?
Yep, no idea.
How did you not know?
Our rooms aren't particularly subtle in their theming. Are we supposed to believe yours is any different?
Yeah.
It is themed. I'm not denying that. But I sure as hell didn't catch sight of any weapons.
You see, like, nothing like you like see your room.
If I did, do you seriously think I'd leave them unguarded and risk being found out?
Yeah, Desmond cares too much about everyone. He pointed out the broken doorknobs and gave us the idea to bunk together. Why would he hide weapons in his room?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside. There's no other way to explain it.
So while Desmond gets a bunch of guns, all I get is an old game console and a tech controller.
Yeah, you're the ultimate pro gamer. Obviously, your room's themed around your talent.
Take the bad with the good, dearest pupil. No one fears game consoles. Well, no one besides parents and the religiously inclined.
Enough talking about consoles.
Yeah.
Why are you guys believing Desmond so easily? If the taser gun belongs to him, then he's the killer.
Doesn't mean
Any
he's
argument
the
he
killer.
makes against it is just a flimsy excuse.
I don't even think it's Desmond.
Desmond is the killer.
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
But
If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
I was with Desmond.
I call it reverse psychology. You sprinkle in a little helpfulness, and suddenly everyone trusts you.
When the murder happened,
I seriously agree with her.
Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
I had no idea the gun even existed. I was barely in my dorm to begin with.
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
but
If this is about avoiding suspicion, why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
I was with.
I got it.
We're Disney. I got your back.
Regardless of whether or not Desmond knew about the gun, he definitely wasn't involved in the murder. Eloise can back me up on this.
Right.
Desmond and I, we were together in the courtyard at the time of Wolfgang's death.
I see. Then both of you can be ruled out as suspects.
I actually forgot they were together the whole time, honestly. I just remembered neither of them experienced the blackouts.
Don't just take her word for it. She could be covering for Desmond. Jeez, if you have a bone to pick with these guys, at least save it for when we're not solving a murder.
Yeah. Why don't you want to believe Eloise?
Ever since the investigation, these two yuppies have been on my case non-stop. They're obviously working together.
Maybe they're just trying to solve the murder.
Not gonna lie, I see where Grace is coming from. When Eloise tried to single her out earlier, Desmond was pretty quick to jump in and agree.
Even so,
That's what I told you to do.
since the topic has been brought up, I would like to mention something. During my trip to the pharmacy, I believe I saw Desmond and Eloise in the courtyard together.
So, but now you decide to mention that touch show?
You also said you were back in the hallways around 8-10 a.m., didn't you? That means those two were wandering around unsupervised. Either one of them could have left the courtyard.
If Desmond was the killer, what would Eloise gain from defending him? Should the wrong vote be cast, nothing about the rules suggests an accomplice of the killer would be exempt from execution.
Yeah, that's what I was asking earlier. That like, if there was like a rule for like the accomplice, because like if they didn't know about that rule, then like possibly they probably wouldn't speak up. I don't know. I don't really think that's the case for Eloise and Desmond.
That's right. And even if she was exempt, Eloise is too nice to be an accomplice to murder.
I don't know, like, it doesn't matter if you're like too nice or not, like it doesn't really matter how like nice or like illicit being like anyone is capable of murder. It's like actually doing it though, like is a different thing.
Grace, I realize Desmond's irked you, but that's no reason to keep staring everyone down a dead end.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
A person who's always steering others down a dead end, huh? I guess they needed a GPS. Anyway, we should totally thank Desmond for clearing things up now. Not only do we know he's not the killer, now we know how the killer got their hands on the taser.
Now we know how. What?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside. Yep, that is word for word what Desmond said.
Right. Good memory.
All in a day's work, baby!
Can you repeat that quote, Cassidy?
Again. But I just said it.
Yeah, but I want you to say it again.
All right. Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside.
Is there something on your mind? If Desmond's testimony is anything to go by, then wouldn't this mean the culprit has to be male?
What?
If I remember correctly, all the guys were aware of each other's pairings. With that sort of knowledge, a male student could try and infiltrate another male student's dorm.
And why wouldn't a girl do that? Because all the locks are broken, so anyone could not go through them. So how would she
None of us knew which room we'd be bunking in.
It only takes a quick peek to check if someone's inside or not. Anyone could have done that.
And who's to say the thief didn't barge in before we started bunking?
Or while people were having breakfast.
Yeah, like, anyone could have done that.
Seems there was a mountain of opportunities for our culprit to sneak in unnoticed.
You could have taken it day one.
Doesn't exactly help us narrow things down, does it?
Well, guess this taser gun was a bust.
Look on the bright side. If it's been fired, then it's probably what electrocuted Wolfie.
No.
If trying to suss out who stole it isn't feasible, why don't we talk about Wolfie's other injuries instead?
Yeah, sure.
You know, the ones that weren't burn marks? Those seem like they could lead us somewhere.
Yeah, besides the burns on his hands, Wolfgang also had a bruise and a tiny red dot on the back of his neck.
A bruise and a tiny dot, huh? Want to try tackling them in alphabetical order? Alphabetical order? Now, aren't you full of smart ideas? No need to thank me. It's only common sense.
Okay, let's discuss the bruise first.
The rolling pin, that's what I think of.
I think it's safe to say the killer didn't use a flamethrower.
Yeah, I think we could.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight? Someone might have attacked him and aimed for his neck.
If you can even reach that high.
Either way, something must have hit him.
What if Wolfie fell over? How spindly he is,
Think
one
about it,
tiny
too.
misstep could leave the poor fella bruised for days. Skinny guys bruise easily, eh? Let's see if you're right. Ulysses, fall over.
No, thank you.
Hey man, we need to push her over. I gotta see if it's working.
I think it's safe to say the killer didn't use a flamethrower.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight? Someone might have attacked him and aimed for his neck.
If you can even reach that high.
Either way, something hit him. I got it.
Connie's right. Something did hit Wolfgang.
Really? Man. And I was only blurting out the first thing which came to mind. Anyway, from how you're wording things, do you know what that something is?
Yeah.
A rolling pin.
Eh?
Wolfgang was hit with a rolling pin.
How on earth did you reach that conclusion?
Ava and I found this pin inside storage closet A, which is just a few feet from the crime scene. Coincidentally, the pin also has a dent.
Why do you need to know what the rule?
You sure that's enough to say it's involved? could just be a flimsy pin.
No. There's something else which solidifies this pin's role in the murder. Handprints. 2 of them on the edge of the pin.
So the killer used the rolling pin to attack Wolfgang?
It certainly explains the bruising on his neck.
They must have wanted him to be unconscious so he wouldn't fight back.
Exactly. It would be easier to drag him into the water if he's not awake.
You reckon the killer purposely put Wolfie in the water?
Yeah! With one electrified blow, Wolfgang is zapped to bits with the taser! Since he's lying in the water, he's definitely a goner.
Considering the logical ethos of the killer's rectitude, especially when governed under constricting pressure, leaving him catatonic would be the most facile solution.
I guess it makes sense.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into closet A?
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs, because the 2 of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jed and I checked closet B. Eamon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after discarding the pin.
So let me get this straight. The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin, and then chucked the pin into closet A?
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs, because the 2 of us went inside closet A.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Jed and I checked closet B. Eamon and Kai checked closet C. Eva and Grace checked closet A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately starting the pin.
No, that's wrong!
There we go.
Diana, there's proof the killer fled the underground hallway at a later time. When the tournament attendees were looking for a backup generator, Kai and I heard someone run past our room.
Huh?
Oh man, that's right. We were just exploring the closet when all of a sudden we heard footsteps in the hallway. That's when Damon decided he was gonna follow where the footsteps came from and entered the boiler room.
Did anyone else hear these footsteps?
Nope. Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, Jen and me didn't really hear it over all our talking. I heard the footsteps.
Huh? You did?
Well, I initially thought it was my imagination, so I never said anything.
Ashamed to say, I also brushed off the footsteps. Thought I was hearing things. However, since other people can attest to hearing them,
Then someone else was on the underground floor with us.
That's pretty serious.
Before anyone tries to bring it up, none of the tournament attendees could have been the person running. Since everyone explored the closets in pairs, They all have solid alibis.
I'm sure we can all vouch for that, aye?
Everyone was still in their closets after Damon and I found Wolfgang. So,
Considering the footsteps were moving away from the crime scene, I think it's safe to say they belong to the killer.
Wouldn't that mean the killer fled while you guys were exploring the rooms?
Hold on. So the killer had been right next to us?
Boy, that's a given.
huh? How are you so calm after hearing that? The only thing that stood between us and a murderer was a door. What if they attacked us?
Well, they did it, so I don't see what the problem is.
Sheesh, you're weird.
Why not run away earlier, though? Fleeing while everyone is searching seems really risky.
Maybe it was a miscalculation.
It's not impossible, I guess.
If not that, then maybe the killer returned to the boiler room after discarding the pin?
Sounds pretty meat-headed if you ask me.
Yes, you'd think a killer would use that moment to run away.
Or the two who heard the footsteps? Describe the sound.
It was kinda socky. As in, it sounded pretty soft. Like the person had taken off their shoes.
Saki, huh? Seems this killer was purposefully trying to keep quiet.
Because their footsteps were soft?
That seems like a leap in logic.
Why are you getting nervous, Diana?
No, I get what she's saying. Everyone here has socks on, I'm pretty sure. So any one of us could have run down the hallway. The thing with shoes is, not everyone here has the same kind. If the killer had worn theirs, we might have been able to figure out their footwear from the sound it made on the floor. Then we just have to single out the person with that footwear. Man, it would have been so easy to find the killer.
We already can find the killer, though.
What?
Oi, are you pulling out a leg? I'm completely serious.
What are you talking about, Ava?
Picture a map of the building complex in your head. The building with the dorms is on the left, the courtyard is in the middle, and the building with the tree is on the right. Now, try and pin everyone's locations during Wolfgang's murder. Once you do that, the identity of the killer will definitely become clear.
Is the killer someone whose position we can't place?
Diana.
No, it's not about position.
Eh?
Wolfgang's killer can easily lie about their location during the murder. The only thing distinguishing their testimony from everyone else's is that theirs can't be corroborated.
In which case, our killer. Yes, that's right. The only one here who can possibly be the killer is you. Well, let's try Diana.
It has to be you!
Diana, it's you, isn't it?
Yeah, why are you getting so nervous?
Huh? The makeup girl?
She's the only one here without an alibi. Those of us who attended the tournament can obviously be ruled out. And as for those who didn't, Desmond and Eloise were in the courtyard. Toshiko and Ingrid were in the same dorm room.
What about Winona? She never mentioned an alibi.
She was with Lucy.
Give me a break.
Winona and I were in the building with the tree all morning.
Yeah.
In fact, yes, Desmond and Eloise should have witnessed us walking over there, as those two were in the courtyard at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
In that case, Diana really is the only one without an alibi.
Guys, if she's the person who fled the boiler room, those footsteps we heard make a lot more sense. Heels make a pretty loud clop sound on hard floors, and the underground hallway's floor is pretty hard. Diana would obviously want to take them off. Also, heels aren't comfy to run in.
Whoa! I didn't even think of it like that. You're totally right, though. Since Diana's the only one here with heels, she would have to take them off.
I don't really pay attention to the shoes. Of course, I didn't notice that.
Guys, what are you talking about? Me? A killer? Do you really think I could be a killer?
Yeah, probably.
The fact you weren't at the tournament is incriminating enough.
Not just that. Everyone but you has an alibi.
Is it really Diana?
But I do have an alibi. Right, Ava? You woke up with me this morning, and
Yeah,
you
they
never
were
saw me
sharing.
leave my dorm.
Yeah, they were sharing.
During the brief amount of time we were together, I never saw you leave. What you did after I left for the game tournament, however, is anyone's guess.
Ava wanted to help me and Cass set up the tournament, so we told her to swing by early.
For that reason, I left Diana's dorm at 8:05 a.m. I know the exact time since her room has a clock. I probably entered the dining hall around 8:10 a.m.-ish.
So much for an alibi then.
Diana, don't tell me.
Holy smokes, it's all falling into place!
Are we sure there hasn't been some sort of misunderstanding?
It's not possible. Diana can't be the killer. No! I refuse to believe it!
Why is that? Looks like some people here aren't willing to face facts. That's not I'll make them face facts. Whether they like it or not, soon enough, nobody will deny Diana killed her baby. Right.
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail? Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand, and the knife in the other.
I think they wounded her.
Dual wielding weapons? Holy, this killer's next level.
First, it's clearly impossible. You should realize
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail? Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand, and the knife in the other.
Dual wielding weapons? Holy, this killer's next level.
Didn't we say like these gangs killed the rolling pin?
If it was Diana inside that boiler room, could she be the one who left the blood trail? Because if so, that might be her blood on the knife, too.
Diana's blood? Are you saying she wounded herself?
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
Did we not already agree the killer was wielding a rolling pin?
Maybe they had both. The rolling pin.
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, that's what I thought. They used both hands.
No. The killer was only wielding the rolling pin during their confrontation with Wolfgang. You can tell just from looking at the pin. There are 2 handprints wrapped around the edge, as if the killer had been holding the pin like a tennis racket. Which makes sense, because you can swing with more force if you use both hands. And that's what a killer wants when trying to knock out a grown man.
Then, who held the knife?
It wasn't the killer, so it was most likely the only other person in the boiler room. Wolfgang Akire.
What the hell are you talking about? Wolfgang, carrying a dangerous weapon? Bullshit!
If you were in his situation, wouldn't you? Wolfgang received an anonymous message asking him to meet in a basement, all whilst in the middle of a killing game.
Yeah, like, obviously, to bring somebody to protect you, in case they try to attack you.
At that point, it doesn't matter how much of an optimist he is. You know better than to come unarmed.
A knife isn't super hard to find either. Wolfgang probably just stole one from the kitchen.
Besides, if Diana is the one who got stabbed, it would explain the blood trail. Think about it. She arms herself with a rolling pin and attacks Wolfgang, getting hurt by him in the process. For some reason, possibly because of the blackout, she doesn't clean the blood trail she's leaving, and returns to her dorm room after.
No! That's wrong!
Huh?
I wasn't stabbed. If I was stabbed, then I'd have an injury.
But what's your telling it? Ultimate cosmetologist. It's like you could just like cover up the wound, couldn't you?
But there's nothing, right? There's nothing on me.
That we can see.
Depends. If a vein got nipped, you'd be seeing blood, no matter the size of the cut. Of course, that also means a small cut will need bandaging, which I'm not seeing on you.
Makeup.
You may not see any injuries on Diana, but that doesn't mean they aren't there.
Yep.
Huh?
If she wanted, she could simply hide her injuries from view.
Yep.
After all, someone like her has exactly what it takes.
Talent.
I got it. Her talent. As the ultimate cosmetologist, Diana can easily cover her wounds.
Gotcha, bitch.
That makes sense. With the right equipment, she could probably disguise even a bandaged wound.
As Diana's bunking partner, I've seen firsthand how many different cosmetics are inside her room. So, unfortunately, I have to agree.
Well, Diana, did I get anything wrong?
No. No. But I...
Wait. Diana, did you just say no?
Yeah.
As in, no, you're not wrong that I covered up my wounds?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap. You guys know what this means, right, guys? Diana basically just confessed!
A confession? Are you for real?
It makes sense, though, doesn't it? Diana got wounded, which proves she got in a fight with Wolfgang, which means all that stuff about Wolfgang going to the boiler room, all that stuff really did happen.
I see. I see now what you're saying. Diana, she lured Wolfgang to the boiler room by writing him that note. And when he arrived, she attacked him and killed him.
Why would she do that?
And now, she's been lying this entire trial, hoping we would never suspect her.
So, like, why would she target Wolfgang though? Because, like, obviously she didn't have his blackmail and he didn't have her blackmail, so why would she target him?
How cruel!
Diana, it wasn't me. I promise, it wasn't me.
To think she could preach about friendship after committing a violent crime.
And then try and sentence the rest of us to punishment.
Golly, you're right. If we voted for the wrong person, we would have been executed.
Ah, that's so fun! Seriously, Diana? What the hell is your damage?
Can we at least hear Diana's side of the story?
Yeah, Diana has an explanation.
Her side?
Well, you know, Diana has,
Two sides to every story, but is that really clear?
I just think it's fair we listen.
What does it matter what she says? Look at the evidence. This case, it's closed. We know who the killer is. If you really want to ask for Diana's side of the story, then do it after the vote. No.
Vote. That's right. We have to vote for the killer. Diana. I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she's the killer. I've proven it beyond a reasonable doubt, so...
No.
Why is it that when I hear her cry, it's strange and I get a feeling in my chest? Why does a tiny part of me want to believe the things she's saying? Why, all of a sudden, do I doubt myself? So, is it Diana or is it not Diana?
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent. Why didn't I see you for who you were?
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote. Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent. Why didn't I see you for who you were?
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote.
I honestly don't even know what to say here.
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
I wish you could pull one of these. I can't remember how to do it.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent.
I mean, you don't look at Grace's testimony. Okay, I don't see how.
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote!
I'm gonna run out of time before I figure out what it is. I honestly have no idea.
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Oh, it's E. Okay. Wait, should I try to do that?
Then she fled the crime scene.
Oh, what? Oh, I ran out of time. Wait, I didn't even notice that. Damn it. I didn't even realize I ran out of time. Damn it, I was just
Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent. Why didn't I see you for who you were?
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote! Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately. That doesn't... Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never murder Wolfgang.
If you don't have an alibi, then you obviously did.
But I
wanted to believe so badly that you were innocent. Why didn't I see you for who you were?
If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna be sick.
What are we waiting for then? Let's get this over with and vote! Diana was the one who lured Wolfgang to the boiler room. Once he got there, she killed him immediately.
Then she fled the crime scene, hoping the rest of us would never learn the truth.
How could you, Diana? Poor Wolfie was only trying to keep us together.
But I would never...
No, that's wrong!
Okay. I just guessed there, but...
We know that Diana got stabbed during her confrontation with Wolfgang, but that doesn't prove she's the culprit.
Wait, huh?
If anything, what it should mean is that Diana was trying to get away from him as fast as possible.
Do you hear?
He's lost his mind.
The stab wounds prove that Diana was in the same room as Wolfgang before his death. She's the killer. I'm not. I'm not the killer.
This doesn't necessarily prove that she's the killer. Diana. Damn it. Just come over me. I'm getting all mushy, making a fool of myself in front of everyone.
Sheesh, Damon. How are you going to say all this dramatic stuff about Diana being the killer and then say the opposite 5 minutes later?
Making a fool of myself. And yet, when I think back on everything she's done, just because they have different opinions doesn't mean they're bad people. They clearly want the same thing as the rest of us, right? They want to go home. So, I think it's okay to give them a chance. Yeah, that's right. We can make it through this. Wish I could speak as well as you, Wolfgang. Yeah, she seemed to really like Wolfgang. I don't see why she would kill him. I realize everyone's been acting tense around you and Ava, so I wanted to say hi and check that you're okay. Well, in any case, if you ever need someone to, just come find me, alright? Diana was always thinking of me when no one else was. She knew how frustrated I felt by everything about Wolfgang. Of course, she tried to play it off as some kind of casual interaction between friends, but she tried to help me without making it seem like I was someone who needed help. Could someone like her really have what it takes to commit a murder? Doesn't make sense. Thinking Diana could kill another person. It doesn't make any logical sense.
Whatever. Who cares what this guy says? We finally know the killer. Let's cast our votes already.
Now I'm not too confident of Diana.
I guess if that's what everyone else is doing.
Remember, if you don't vote, you die. So none of you naysayers better get any smart.
Hey, Tozu,
We're behind you, man.
Ideas?
are you listening, Tozu? I need to ask a question.
Dude, what are you?
Hello, it is I, Tozu, answerer of questions. You ask a question, I give an answer. Just common sense it is.
Answerer of questions. I thought you were a host.
I'm a host with an ascendant in question answering. A jack of all trades, if you will.
Anyway, Tozu, according to the regulations, everyone has to vote when a trial is over. My question is, when exactly can a trial be considered over?
Are we talking in a literal or philosophical sense?
I mean, does the trial end and the voting begin once we think we've solved the mystery? Or does the vote automatically start after a certain amount of time?
I see. All right, I'll humor your question. If you ask nicely.
What?
Go on, ask the question again.
Well, are you still gonna do it?
Just do it, Damon. It's not gonna kill you.
Tozu, can I please know the factors that decide whether a trial could be considered over?
Well, since you're so polite, I'd be a fool not to tell you. The truth is, the class trial will only end once I become bored with it.
You're joking.
What? Why didn't you say this sooner?
Come now, it's not like I wouldn't announce a warning in advance. Tick-tock, tick-tock, that's the sound of my internal clock, losing patience. Let's start wrapping things up, shall we? I think we're long overdue for a vote. See? Smart, snappy, and to the point.
Sounds terrible. What if you're still not bored, even when we think we've solved the case?
If that happened and all of you agreed to vote, what reason is there for me to say no?
So in that case, everyone must unanimously agree to vote before voting can be held.
Indeedy.
All right. Then, since you haven't made any kind of warning, I take it you're not bored with the trial yet.
Not yet.
In that case, I can agree to vote.
What? No way! Are you seriously pushing back the vote?
Not until I know who the real killer is.
It's obviously Diana. She's the only one without an alibi for the murder.
Diana may not have an alibi, but even so, saying she's a murderer contradicts everything we know about her.
Since when?
Diana looked up to Wolfgang. Wolfgang cared about her. But from the moment suspicion fell on Diana, she's been nothing but a nervous wreck. Does that really sound like someone with the emotional capacity to murder?
What's to say she's not faking it?
Even if she was, it'd be rash to commence a vote without hearing both sides of the story first.
Yeah.
You do make a good point.
We are not in a rush. I say we hear Diana out.
You're good, Diana.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable voting yet until Diana shares her testimony.
Sure thing. I'm up for listening.
But shut up.
Diana, I promise to keep an open mind if you tell me what happened. Even if it's stressful to relive. Until we have conclusive evidence to say otherwise. I'll hear you out.
I'm sorry. I'm really I wanted to help. I wanted to make everything okay. But all I could do was be useless. All I could do was watch him die.
Watch him die.
It's all my fault. All my fault. For doing the wrong thing.
So is this a confession, or?
No!
Huh?
I didn't kill Wolfgang. And I don't know who did. But I still failed him as a friend.
It's like she was there when he died then, obviously. So does that mean the killer wasn't in the room when he died?
I failed him then. And I failed him here. But if I told the truth, things would be worse than they already are. But now that I've said nothing...
So if it's not Diana, then who is it? Diana watched Wolfgang die?
It's okay, sweetheart. Come on now, take deep breaths.
Yeah, we'll believe you no matter what you say.
Looking like Diana might actually be innocent. It's looking like that, but the nagging feeling in my chest still hasn't gone away. Damn it, what am I doing? Because of one girl, I've been dying myself and jumping from one argument to another. If I can't piece together my own thoughts, how can I possibly piece together this case? I need to get a grip of myself. I need to keep silent with myself and the goal of this killer. Whatever is thrown at me next, I need to persevere. Because if I don't, everyone else here goes wrong. I won't leave this place alive.
Has all this murder hubbub left your head in a tizzy? Perhaps you need a short break. Something to lighten the mood and let you collect yourself.
So now we're at the halfway point of the show. We just got to the halfway.
Something like a nice cup of tea. Welcome, one and all, to the first episode of Tozu's Tea Time. If you haven't already, please sit back and relax. Here, we do not use our brains, but deal only in gossip. Now, a question from me to you. What are sheep good at, if anything? Most humans, and some sheep, tend to respond with a resounding absolutely nothing. Sheep cannot create art or invent medicine. For goodness sake, they can't even perform music. Their limited speech and quadrupedal locomotion prevents them from reaching the heights of humans. They're practically glued to the lower echelons of the food chain. No matter how hard sheep may try, they will never be anything more than their number tags. I can't say I like that answer. Too pessimistic for me. Plus, what of the sheep who still try? The sheep who realize their fate but continue to challenge it all the same. That they can be so determined to prove their worth when humans have all but deemed them microwavable meals. Isn't that something admirable? What a shame our sheep had to be so misguided. It seems that's about all the time we have. Thank you again for attending Tozu's Tea Time. No need for extravagant farewells. I've an inkling you'll be back for tea sooner than you can say Jack Robinson. Who's Jack Robinson? I have no idea. Ta-ta!
Okay.
Diana, now's your chance to defend yourself. Tell me what happened.
Where do I even start, though?
How about you begin by explaining why you went to the boiler room?
Why I went there? It was because of a note.
So she also got
A note?
2 days ago, someone slid one into my room.
2 days ago.
I never got to see who. I just heard a knock. And when I walked over, there was a note under my door. I don't remember any of this. Sorry. It was midday-ish, and you weren't there at the time. And I didn't show you the note later because, well, I'll just read you what it said.
Diana, as you are aware, it is our obligation to speak with those whose blackmail we have obtained. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the handwriting. After receiving your blackmail and reading the information disclosed in it, I believe a meeting between the two of us is warranted. In 2 days' time, please come to the underground boiler room at 8:45 a.m. Make sure to arrive promptly and close the door behind you. Very specific. To avoid discourse, do not show anyone this letter. Do not approach me about it either. Leave it in private. There is always a chance someone will hear. Wolfgang.
Wolfie wrote this?
Wolfgang had Diana's blackmail? But didn't he have Jean's?
Hold on a second. If you take a closer look, the handwriting on that note, doesn't it resemble the handwriting on Wolfgang's note?
Yeah, so that wasn't from Wolfgang. No way.
You're actually right. Even though Wolfgang's note has been water damaged, the words I can make out were in the same messy scroll as Diana's here.
Then someone else was posing as Wolfgang?
The killer, most likely. They must have thought his word was the only one Diana would follow.
Guess it worked, huh?
I didn't want to show this note earlier because I was scared of how people would try to twist it. Like saying I faked the note or that I decided to kill because of it. I thought it would be better to just stay quiet.
Makes sense. It also just makes you look suspicious. You shut your mouth first.
I know you guys think I'm stupid for agreeing to meet in a place like the boiler room. And I am. I am stupid. I just didn't want to disappoint Wolfgang in case he really did write the note. Which was why I left my room around 8:40 a.m. and went downstairs.
Did you catch any strange movement down there?
No, it was just me. I did find the boiler room door hanging open a little bit, but I didn't think much of it. I just went inside and closed the door behind me, since that's what the note asked me to do.
What did you see inside the boiler room?
The boiler room was really dark. So the first thing I noticed was actually the security camera light. My eyes had to take a few seconds to adjust to everything else. But after that, I finally saw him. Wolfgang was lying in the water, making these weird noises.
So he was already lying in the water.
It didn't seem like he'd even noticed me entering the room. Not until...
So, like, the killer already knocked him out at that point and placed him in the water before she went to the boiler room.
Wolfgang? Hearing his name seemed to snap him out of his trance, because he slowly rose to his feet. Wolfgang, are you okay?
Could you not looking at it like that?
It's you.
Huh?
I can't believe it. I really am. I'm meeting you.
What do you mean?
Was he, like, hallucinating or something?
Please, forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've become.
Wolfgang?
Despite how hard I tried, how much I wanted it to be true, I could never become you. I will always be a failure.
It's okay, Wolfgang. Look, there's stairs over here. Come over here and we can get out.
I don't even know what to say. So, like I want to, like, look at, like, the photos of his parents one more time, because I think I do remember kind of thinking that, like, his mom looks a bit similar to Diana. So, like, I guess, like, he has to be hallucinating right now. Unless he just, like, got dementia or something. Well, like, the killer just, like, gave him amnesia. Like, maybe, like, he thinks that Diana's his mom, because, like, he's hallucinating. So, he probably doesn't see Diana. I don't know. I'm confused.
I have no idea if he didn't hear me, or if he was just ignoring me. But, okay. I'll get closer to you then. I went over to the ledge of the platform, the part where the fence had a gap. Just take my hand, okay? And I'll pull you out. He slowly stumbled over, and he held my hand. I didn't really think I could pull him out. I just wanted to be there for him. It was the best I could do, because I didn't want to enter the water. Staying on the platform felt so much safer, and I really, really hate that it did. It's okay, Wolfgang. We'll get through this together, all right? I was looking at him when I said that. I was looking right at him. But somehow...
You good, Wolfgang?
Somehow I didn't think to react.
Well, there you have it. Get a knife. So,
When he reached inside his blazer,
yeah, he's one.
Bring her back. Bring her
What? Okay, now I'm just.
I tried to leave the room, but the door was locked. I didn't know what to do. I started looking around for things to defend myself with. And that's when I saw the gun.
Taser.
The taser gun? Did you use it?
I took the taser and I aimed it at Wolfgang and I
Shot it.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot him. I just backed away from him. I couldn't understand anything. Why was this happening to me? Why was I being attacked? Why can't I do anything to...
I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows.
So maybe I like the other way around. Like, maybe like he thinks that she is his dad. I don't fucking know.
I won't give up until everyone knows me as...
There you go. There's a generator.
All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me, except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And
I don't
then,
know what was going
so did everything else.
But I'm not sure. Like, 'cause I'm guessing like he probably like wasn't seeing Diana. I don't know if it was like hallucinating his parents. I'm confused by that. I'm not sure what was going through his mind.
Even though I didn't see Wolfgang fall over, I heard it. His body cracking against the pavement, and his knife falling into the water. I waited for the gasp of pain, for him to groan or mumble or say something. But there was nothing.
He was dead.
There was just me and the silence.
Yeah, I caught it. It was a generator. You told him.
That's how it happened.
What? What the? What the fuck?
That man attacked you?
Oh my goodness, Diana, I'm at a loss for words.
This is getting too much for me, bros. I think I'm gonna faint.
Holy shit. So Diana really did watch Wolfgang die.
Why was he so violent towards her? It's like he became an entirely different person.
The word you're looking for is crazy.
Despite how hard I tried, how much I wanted it to be true, it's never become it. What would Wolfgang say to us? Never to do it.
How'd you manage to escape the boiler room after all that? By picking the door's lock.
For reals?
I wasn't even thinking. I just started feeling my way back to the door in the dark. And then, well, my supply bag. I remembered the spare hairpins I always kept inside. So I felt around the bag and dug one out. To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to unlock the door. The whole thing was Repeated trial and error. Just minutes of me telling myself that somehow this next attempt will finally work.
Whoa! Actually unlocking the doors. That's like hitting a bullseye blindfolded.
Yeah. Impressive.
Now we know why it took so long for her to escape.
I realized why it happened. Getting trapped inside, I mean. The door's lock was on the outside. So, someone must have set the lock before I came downstairs. So that when I closed the door, I'd be trapped.
Yeah, they were trying to frame her.
The lock is normally on the inside too. The killer purposely flipped it, then left the door open so you would be the one to close it. As for why the killer locked the door to begin with,
It was to frame Diana, right?
right, the killer made Diana trap herself inside the boiler room so they could kill Wolfgang in front of her and force her to remain by his body. Had their plan worked, Diana would only be able to escape if someone from outside entered the boiler room.
Which I made her look way more suspicious. Which I guess like her like running away from it wasn't more suspicious, but
By which point, that someone would be stumbling across what looks like a cut-and-dry murder case.
yeah, I guess.
If the tournament folk found Diana, they would have been flying right into the killer's hands.
You guys like either way made her look really suspicious. Whether she may stay in the room or not.
Speaking of which, Diana, I'm curious to know, did you unlock the door before or after the tournament attendees arrived downstairs?
Yeah, 'cause she probably would have heard them going upstairs.
It sort of happened at the same time. Like, when I opened the door, there were already people walking down the stairs. Obviously, I couldn't stay inside the boiler room. If anyone saw me close to Wolfgang's body, it would look really bad. The hallway was a bit easier to make out in the dark, so I walked over to a wall bordering one of the storage closets and hid behind it, and stayed as quiet as possible. I was still bleeding a little from Wolfgang's cut, though, and some of that blood ended up dripping onto the floor around me.
So that's when it's what bugs.
It's the blood on the underground floor! It's all coming together!
This was shortly before us tournament goers split up. And you made a run for it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Down the hallway, up the stairs, and then as quietly as possible into my room.
We should do all that in the dark.
Since everything was still really dark, I had to patch myself using the Tozu trinket's protection as my light. I realize this is a lot, and I know it's hard to believe without proof. So, if you guys could just give me a second.
Gonna show us her cut. You sure make a bag. Diana pulled out a wipe and began scrubbing at her arm.
I
There it is.
cleared up the blood pretty fast. Luckily for me, the cut wasn't that deep. There's still a chance it may leave a scar, though.
Holy crap!
That's awful! It's okay. I'll cover it back up again.
Sure it did.
Why did Wolfgang attack you for no reason?
I wouldn't say it was for no reason.
You're being kind of insensitive, man.
Huh? I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is, Wolfgang's actions may look random from an outsider's perspective, but from his perspective, well, judging by his behavior, it seems like he saw something which shook him to his core.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't actually seeing Diana.
Like, there was something in the room that Diana didn't see?
That's impossible! It was only me and Wolfgang in the boiler room!
I don't believe John meant it in a literal sense.
Wolfgang literally saw something?
He thought he saw something, is my point.
You mean he had been hallucinating?
What did Wolfgang hallucinate for him to turn out the way Diana described?
You'd be surprised by the sort of things our minds can invent. I'm lucky to have never experienced anything myself, but I know some who have hallucinated nasty things. Demons and monsters, or the feeling of being tortured. If Wolfgang went through something similar, I can see why he lashed out.
Now, what the heck is going on at sea?
Of course, these hallucinations don't just happen out of the blue. More often than not, they're substance-induced.
Substance-induced?
So he was drugged?
Just say Wolfgang took a hallucinogenic.
Hallucinogenics?
One which induced a lot of fatigue, too, judging by the way he lumbered about in Diana's account.
That would explain the red dot on his lamp, right? So, like, the killer drugged him after they knocked him out.
It would explain why Wolfgang mostly stayed in one place.
One place, which happened to be in the water.
Seems very deliberate. Aye. I reckon the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious in order to drag him into the water, but knew he would eventually wake up again. So they drugged him with something which would basically make him despondent. As for where the drug came from,
The pharmacy.
Oh no! Don't tell me the killer robbed.
I knew exploring it was a bad idea.
It? What's this it we're talking about?
The pharmacy.
The pharmacy, obviously. Why the heck did we think leaving that place open was a good idea? Now someone's stolen an item and drugged Wolfgang. Fuck! I knew our promise was too good to be true!
Yep.
I can't trust any of you guys! And don't say Wolfgang drugged himself! Who wants to be tortured by demons?
Well, stranger people do exist.
I guess.
That's rich coming from you!
Who's needed them? Just like we did, exploring the pharmacy ended up paving away from her. Should I have made more of an attempt to stop people from exploring? Back then, all I did was cautious yet determined expressions. The students entered a newly opened pharmacy. Giving everyone unrestricted access to medications sounds like a disaster in the making. Yep. But having already evoked the group's ire after speaking my mind before, I wasn't about to make the same mistake twice. I'll just stay quiet. Let them do their thing. I don't know if that would have changed anything if you didn't, though, honestly. And again, nobody would have listened to me. Yeah. Especially not with Wolfgang in control.
If we know where the perpetrator got their chemicals, I guess our next step is figuring out how they did the drugging.
Agreed. It would help us better understand the timeline of events and potentially even validate Diana's testimony.
Sounds like you guys can leave this one to me. I'm the kind of person who knows someone back to front the moment I meet them. If you haven't already realized, I've gone and read this killer like an open book.
You're the last person I trust to reach a correct conclusion.
Just you wait! The second you hear what I gotta say, you'll be eating those words.
The name down on Wolfgang was April is not validate. I can't read. Diana's testimony. Question is, how did the killer drug? Yeah, what is that?
I bet the killer took a pill and forced Wolfgang to swallow it.
Just jab him at that point.
How would the killer make him swallow a pill? There was no proof they restrained him.
Didn't the killer knock Wolfie out? Maybe that was their way of restraining him.
You can't force an unconscious person to swallow a pill.
What if it was a drug you don't need to eat?
Like an inhalable substance?
Oh yeah, like a powder or something.
The pharmacy does have a large collection of over-the-counter sedatives. but there's too many for us to isolate any specific one.
I bet the killer took the.
Now hold on. A pill ain't gonna be.
I bet the killer took the pill and forced Wolfgang to swallow it.
Just jab him at that point. I got it.
When Wolfgang's wounds were discussed earlier, it was mentioned he had a tiny red dot below the bruise on his neck.
I thought even that was like stab Wolfgang, not like a needle. That's fine.
During the investigation, I thought this dot was a scab from a mole or pimple. Knowing Wolfgang was drugged, it's clear to see what it really is. A puncture wound.
Considering the timeline of events, an injection would check out. If Wolfgang got drugged a little after 8:15 a.m. and was already feeling the effects when Diana arrived at 8:45 a.m., then we're dealing with something which entered his bloodstream in under 30 minutes. Any normal pill would have taken, probably an hour to dissolve.
Whilst an injection would be much quicker. I see.
That's probably another reason why the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious. It would have been incredibly difficult to inject him if he was still moving around. Only when they had him right where they wanted, dazed and unable to fight back, did they plunge that syringe into his neck.
With said syringe being filled with a hallucinogenic.
But if this all happened a few minutes after 8:15 a.m., doesn't that make it impossible to pin a suspect?
What? Why is it impossible?
Because everybody's got an alibi for that time.
I mean, yeah, I guess if it's not Diana, then who was it?
I mean, Damon and I were in my dorm room, and the other party people.
Yeah, it's obviously not I.